Good Friday morning. This is 106.1 KYVZ. Joe Zurich visiting with ag meteorologist Chris Sramek at Decision Weather Now, as well as America's weather streaming channel. Chris, kind of chilly across the plains this morning, especially the further east and south you go.
Yeah, Joe, we got a weather changing situation here. We had the cold air that came over us the last couple of days with fronts from the north. Now this morning, our winds have shifted to a west-southwest direction at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And what that's doing is that cold air is now getting pushed into eastern Nebraska, Iowa, and moving off to the north and east. That's where we've got the single digits and the teens. You get back here where the wind shift is. We've got middle teens for most of our monitors to the north and east. That would be McCook, Norton, Oberlin, and Hill City all got 14, 15, and 17 degrees. We got 17 in Oakley. Then you get out on the Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska line, and you got 20 in Imperial, 20 in Goodland, and a little bit of warmer downsloping effect that's going on there. Once that westerly downsloping wind continues here today, it'll eventually turn to the northeast this afternoon. We'll warm up into the middle 40s. We got a low pressure that'll develop in southern Colorado around that Raton Mesa area, that New Mexico-Colorado border there on I-25. That'll give us some southerly flow into southern Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, where you'll see a nice warm-up. We'll be a little bit tempered here north of I-70 with those northeast winds. So 46, 47, 48 is probably where we'll top out. And then that'll be short-lived. That'll be enough southerly flow to maybe pull a little moisture into the cold air coming down here over the weekend from the north. There'll be some Arctic air pulled into the northern plains, Dakotas, Nebraska, and eventually reach down in here to Kansas. So we'll be looking at temperatures 30 to 35 degrees, and we'll have lows at that 10 to 15. As far as the snow goes, it looks like it'll stay confined to the Front Range, the Palmer Divide, and out there in Colorado. So we'll just be cloudier, colder. The winds will be back to that northwesterly direction. Doesn't look like it'll be windy. And then when we get to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got that ridge that'll be setting to the south. It'll push back over us. That southerly flow will come over the area, and we'll see temperatures shoot up into the upper 40s and low 50s for 3 days. And while that's going on, you got a cutoff low that'll be out in the California and the Four Corners region. It'll be forming in a trough, and it will decide whether it's going to take a route south along the Texas-Mexico border, or if it's going to come to the east and northeast and come through the Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, Colorado, Rockies region. Right now, it's kind of trending that we'll see that thing kind of take that more northern course. We got more models kind of trending that way, at least bringing that precipitation up through Oklahoma, Texas, and maybe reaching into Kansas with some wet snow Thursday night into Friday. Is kind of the timing right now. So looking ahead, next week's forecast, if we're going to get moisture, we're getting behind. Thursday, Friday, we got some pretty good chances with that cutoff low. It may take a route to our south. That's something we got to watch, but we should have at least a chance. And then as we get into February, past Groundhog Day, depending on what he sees, whether it's shadow or sunshine, will we have more winter or will we have an early spring? Right now, computer models are suggesting that we'll get an active northern jet for the first week of February, and we could have some snow and wintry weather to start off the month.
Once again, that's ag meteorologist Chris Sramek at Decision Weather Now, as well as America's weather streaming channel. For KYVZ Radio, I'm Joe Zurich.